Another way we're looking to improve sieging is with a new mechanic called crystalline overgrowth, which is kind of like a universal demolish effect. Crystals will build up on towers over several minutes, and when hit, they're consumed to deal an extra burst of damage based on how much buildup has accumulated. This should help enable pushing windows in more situations, even if you're...
Say what? Tell me he didn't just say that. Wait, the towers now have plates. Every single tower has plates? Does that mean I'm getting richer? I'm making money out here now. I'm making money.
Stop the ports!
Your shrines will fall!
ARTHEO!
2026 Season 1. Ready to watch this? See what they got. Start over, right?
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
And I'm Andre, also known as Meddler. Today is October 30th, which is a bit earlier than usual, because we're flying to Worlds soon, and we wanted to film this before we left.
This is our last dev update of the year, and before we get into some of the things you'll see in Season 1 2026, we wanted to thank you all for being on the journey with us this year.
As always, we want to show some love for your passion, for keeping us honest, and for making working on this game so worth it. Now, in January, we'll be back to talk more about Season 1, as well as a little bit of what to expect for the rest of 2026 overall. But for now, let's get into it.
We learned a lot this year about seasons. Many of you liked what came with the themes, the map art updates, metagames, new champions, and champ updates overall, for example. But we also saw that if we leaned too hard into a region, it could feel very one note, especially when it comes to skins. And as it turns out, there is too much of a thing like Noxus.
A lot of red and black.
Yeah.
So, we'll continue to find the right balance for thematic seasons moving forwards. And speaking of which, it's time to talk about Season 1 of 2026. For this, we wanted a contrast from 2025, with its ancient danger, a dark end, and quite a bit of scheming throughout. So next year, we want to kick things off with themes of unity, hope, and justice, with a drop of righteous judgment thrown in there for good measure.
Oh my god. Yeah, I figured. Demacia. Yep, it's the year of Garen. Justice. Anyway, okay. Alright, I'll be patient. I'm pretty sure they'll come out with the Frail Droid Rift at some point. I don't know, hopefully. I mean, I know ARAM is the Frail Droid, but I'm hoping that they make one for the Rift someday. Because that year, I might have to talk to my wife. I might have to talk to my kids and be like, hey, this is the year Daddy's going to get the Challenger, okay?
So that means Petricite, gold, and blue accents on the map, as well as some Demacia-themed skins, including some champions reimagined as Demacians, with plenty of non-Demacia skins for some variety.
Wow.
It also means that the yearly cinematic in January will feature Demacian champions. We're going back to old school Demacia this time.
Yo, that's the Nexus Tower. It's like a giant Galio. Well, I don't know. It's not Galio, but it's kind of the same, right? Galio's like a bird, right? Or a gargoyle or whatever.
Back in time to what some might consider the golden age of Demacia, when it was a beacon of hope and a bastion of justice.
Hey, Andre, are we forgetting something?
I don't think so.
You sure?
Nah, yeah, let's keep going. I don't want this to drag on.
Anyway, we have a range of Summoner's Rift changes that the team will talk about in a moment, and this year, we'll also talk about some updates to Swift Play. With that, we're going to hand it over to Riot and Step and Freak, who will walk you through some of the Summoner's Rift changes coming in January.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot and Step.
And I'm Freak.
And
Hey, Freak. I like how Freak is doing like the Swain impression. Does he always do this, by the way? Like, he doesn't put his arms in. It's exactly like how Swain looks. Like Swain cosplay. Kind of funny. But anyway.
we're here to talk to you about the Summoner's Rift gameplay changes coming in January.
Over the last few years, League has been largely about team fighting over neutral objectives. Fighting around grubs, dragons, or that vision ward you just placed around grubs or dragons.
And while we know 5v5s make for some of the highest highs, we want to swing back towards a state where more strategies like splitting or sieging are more viable.
So we're making some changes to major neutral objectives, towers, and minions in order to do just that.
Additionally, we're making adjustments to roles so everyone has an appropriate impact on the outcome of each game, because right now, some lanes are much better at turning a winning lane into a winning game.
We also have some delightful improvements, so let's get started.
The first thing you'll notice in January is that the game starts faster. We want to reduce downtime after you load in, so minions and basic jungle camps first spawn 35 seconds earlier than they do today. You'll still be able to pull off early invades, but you'll have to be much more decisive when you load in.
We're also making some changes to vision. It's an incredibly powerful tool in League, but right now it feels monopolized by supports and sometimes by junglers. We want to make effectively warding the map easier to learn for everyone, and give more opportunities and power towards drops by pushing champions, especially mid and top laners who are side laning later in the game.
So, we're adding Phaelites, locations that grant temporary bonus vision to wards with unique bonus vision areas for each spot. Some Phaelite rings will be available at the beginning of each game, while others reveal themselves when the Elemental Rift transforms, particularly those that would otherwise disrupt early game jungle.
Okay, so on to the objectives. Otacon was one of the biggest additions to the Rift this year, and was a pretty cool, unique objective to fight over. That said, he contributed to objective fatigue, which many of you cited as an issue, and we agree. We wanted to alleviate this over time. We had removed the second form of Otacon, we removed the second set of grubs, but it really wasn't enough. So, just like Zehen did, we are cutting Otacon out of the game.
Yay! Big A is out of the game. We don't need him. Get him out of here. I'm sick of that guy. Man, I made jungling so hard. It's like early game, you're just doing nothing but like full clear and then objective, and then everyone's flaming the shit out of his jungler because you're not ganking. It's like, well, it's like, I'm sorry, but like, I gotta get my XP, I gotta get my levels, I gotta get this objective back to back. You know what I mean? Hey, Triage, how you doing? You already watched it? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
That includes Blood Roses and the petals with them.
That said, let us know what you think about limited time gameplay changes and if there's something you'd like to see more of.
But back to Otacon, his removal also means that Baron will go back to his old 20-minute spawn time. Welcome back.
Oh, we are so back. We are so back. We're breaking those towers. Baron at 20 minutes? Thank God. 25 minutes was a bit of a stretch. I'm not gonna lie. 25 minutes. Kind of a killer. Because like if you miss that window, it's a negative 5 minutes of your fucking life right there. And these games are, I mean, to be fair, like what was it? A season ago, every game was like early game. It was like 15, 20-minute games, right? And then, and now, you know, when Baron was 25, games started stretching out 35 plus. It's crazy. So hopefully, this will be better.
Back King.
Additionally, we're making all epic monsters
It's
more
like obviously like we don't want like 15-minute games. We don't want games that snowballs too easy, right? But we also don't want games that go 45 minutes plus every single day, every single game. You know what I mean? It's just we're like we get with those hour-long games. You know, like I got to the point where I was done after one game. A 60-minute game, I was done. I was like, I only played one game. I'm tired. Top laners getting extra levels. ADC gets 7 items. 80 carries get 7 items. Oh my God.
durable, especially late game dragons as you get closer to Dragon Soul. That should make it so that it's easier for teams on the back foot to contest dragons and other epic monsters or trade something meaningful on the other side of the map.
Finally, we're also removing feats of strength from the game. We like that they push teams to progress the game and provided goals to rally around, but with
Removing feats of strength? Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to no boot, put dead mans in there, abuse the shit out of celerity and the extra movement speed shard. Oh, hullbreaker, dead mans. Fuck the boots, man. We're just gonna go full damage. I can get decent amount of movement speed from Ghost, celerity, and the movement shard with dead man's hullbreaker. I'm good. If you don't go hullbreaker, just go force of nature with you know, a tanky damage build. I don't know. We'll see.
we think we can create better gameplay systems that allow for players to have more individual agency over their games. With feats getting the boot, we're adding back some gold rewards for First Blood and First Turret.
Another way we're looking to improve sieging is with a new mechanic called Crystalline Overgrowth, which is kind of like a universal demolish effect. Crystals will build up on towers over several minutes, and when hit, they're consumed to deal an extra burst of damage based on how much buildup has accumulated. This should help enable pushing windows in more situations, even if you're
Say what? Tell me he didn't just say that. Wait, the towers now have plates. Every single tower has plates? Does that mean I'm getting richer? I'm making money out here now. I'm making money. But like he said something about demolish. I didn't quite understand. Let me back it
to
up a little
improve
bit.
sieging is with a new mechanic called Crystalline Overgrowth, which is kind of like a universal demolish effect. Crystals will build up on towers over several minutes, and when hit,
okay. So it's nothing to do with demolish wound. It's just the crystals. Okay, I see it right here. Crystals. Gotcha.
consumed to deal an extra burst of damage based on how much buildup has accumulated. This should help enable pushing windows in more situations, even if you're behind or don't have the highest DPS. Demolish will be sticking around, but will be simplified to a good old 3-hit passive.
We love 3-hit passives.
Yes, we do.
Turret plates will now stay on outer turrets permanently and will be added to the
3-hit passives. What do you mean? I don't understand that. 3-hit passive on demolish. What? I don't understand.
inner and inhibitor towers as
Is this stuff on PB? When this stuff runs on PB, I have to test it out.
well. We're doing this to create long-term piecemeal rewards for pushing. No matter what state the turret's in, you're likely to mine some gold by taking aggressive actions. We're not adding more gold to the map with these changes. Instead, we're going to be basically spreading out the current gold for killing a tower and splitting it across the plates.
To further facilitate pushing, we're ramping up minion respawn rates in the late game to give more frequent access to sieging turrets. We're also adjusting late game home guards to swiftly take you to your most pushed minion wave in each lane.
And finally, Nexus turrets will respawn with partial health
Oh,
missing.
yes.
We like that the respawn allows a team to hold their base for a while and not have to worry about getting backdoored by a Twitch, but
I like how they mentioned that. Get backdoored by a Twitch. That's Butterburk right there. Every single time I play with Butterburk and he whips out the rat and I take those towers out, I tell him to sell his fucking items, get AP, and then he'll backdoor. Oh, it's a classic.
honestly incorrect for a sieging team to finish killing the turret sometimes.
Now, for our biggest change for next year, role quests.
When you load into the game in January, top, bot, and mid lane will now have their own quests that reward unique power, similar to the jungle pet evolutions and the support item upgrades.
You'll progress these new quests by killing minions, champions, plates, towers, or epic objectives. All the things you'd normally be doing in a game. You'll progress even faster by doing those in your assigned lane.
Your quest is decided by which role you've been assigned in the lobby, so if you and a friend or a stranger want to change roles, make sure you do an official trade in Champ Select.
One of our goals with these role quests is to buff top and bot carry relative to the other roles, as they're currently the two weakest, and as a result, the quest rewards are going to be comparatively stronger for them. Now, let's get into the rewards which will be granted in a new role quest slot.
Historically, top laners haven't always
What?
felt like they have the agency over the games that they deserved, even if they won their lane, and that's something we would like to change this season. Upon quest completion, top laners will receive pretty much summoner
Huh? Summoner spell. What is that?
teleport for free on top of the two summoners they already chose. Now, if you had taken
Oh, so he had flash ghost, and then he had a free teleport. So if he has it up, he select it, it'll swap it out, kind of like spellbook, right? And then you get teleport. So it's just teleport, right? There's no other like summoner spell. It's a 3 spell. Yeah, it's a 3 spell. But is it only teleport, or you're allowed to have other summoners in there?
teleport in pregame, instead that spell gets a lot stronger, giving a very, very large shield when you use it. In addition to getting a functionally free summoner spell, top laners will also get a bunch of bonus XP up front, more XP from future sources, and an increased level cap.
Now, to mid lane. A huge
Okay, so obviously you don't want to take teleport, right? So you would take like Ignite Flash, for example, in the top lane or whatever, and then you get a free teleport, right? We have to test that out on PvE.
huge variety of champions can be played there, so we wanted this reward to be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both like Malphite mid. And upon completing the quest, mid laners will receive a free tier 3 boot upgrade like the ones you could buy with feats, as well as a faster recall.
Rounding it out,
Huh?
Champions can be played there, so we wanted this reward to be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both like Malphite mid. And upon completing the quest, mid laners will receive a free tier 3 boot
Oh, so it's based on your role. So top lane gets a free teleport. I'm confused here, though. They're talking about that summoner spell thing, right?
upgrade like the ones you could buy with feats, as well as a faster
Okay,
recall.
so they just get a boot upgrade? That's what they get?
rounding it out for new quests, in bot lane, we're going to lean even harder into the carry part of the role. So while top laners are getting bonus XP, bot laners are getting a whole bunch of extra gold.
Or did I hear that wrong? I think I heard that wrong. I don't know.
When completing their quest, they get a lump sum of
Wait,
gold,
right there.
increased gold for
Yeah, it's right here. Boots. They got boots over here. So top lane gets teleport. Mid lane and bot lane get boots?
minion kills, champ kills, and champion assists for the rest of the game. And you might be
Or do we all get free boots?
asking, well then what do I do with all this gold if I hit item cap? Don't worry, the item cap is going up. Your 7th item slot will hold your boots permanently, allowing you to get 6 full
Yo! Turn this shit off. 6 items. That's what I was just talking about. And go Dead Man's, Hullbreaker, or Force of Nature, or whatever, with a, 1 more damage item and a tank item. So, like, let's see here. So if I go, for example, like, Riftmaker, Hullbreaker, Nashers, whatever. I could go Dead Man's, Force of Nature, and Spirit, right? Like that, for example. Or I could go Iceborne. I could go Dead Man's Iceborne Spirit or something like that. Still have boot, right? So that's pretty cool. I like the fact that you can have 6 items. Because like I always felt like the boots just took up that space. You know what I mean? It's kind of annoying like that. One more item you could have. And I could go Heartsteel. Heartsteel, Riftmaker, Hullbreaker, Iceborne, Spirit, and what else am I missing here? I feel like Deadman's is super OP. Having that in there with the boots. Volibear is going to be a lot faster than Volibear. That's going to make up for his Q nerf. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know. With the new items coming out, I'm a little nervous. We'll see.
Full legendary items for extra hard late game scaling.
Jungle and support already have quests and rewards, but we still wanted to take this opportunity to make some changes to them. Jungle is by far the strongest role in the game right now, especially when it comes to early map influence, so we're slightly lowering the speed of early game clears to give lane matchups a little bit more time to play out uninterrupted. We're also making it harder for non-junglers to steal objectives by increasing their resists and making Smite deal more damage.
Their role quest is still getting pet upgrades and PvP Smite like before, and they're now getting increased golden XP from large monsters when the quest is done, as well as bonus movement speed in the jungle.
Similar to Jungle, we think support is already plenty powerful and has a very functional role quest, so we didn't want to directly increase their power. With that in mind, we wanted to give them quality of life oriented upgrades, so we're giving them a new slot exclusively for control wards, discounts on control wards, and a little bit more gold over time so they can keep pace a little better with the other roles.
I'm looking here. She's got boots in there. Yo, I'm confused about the boots. So it's only the 80 carry that doesn't have boots in their item slot? So wait, so is it mages and 80, so it's mid lane and ADC that don't have boots in there. Wait, no. The mages, I'm confused because like, oh, so it's like at the 6th item, they say. So once you max out, you can move your boots over to this area and then get another item. I think that's what they meant. I don't know, man. Like I said, we gotta test this out in PvE.
Overall, we want these quests to represent meaningful power spikes in a way that leans into the unique strengths of each role. This also allows us to delete the lane swap detective mechanic that we added last year to combat pro lane swapping. We'll be keeping a close eye on how quests land, so please let us know your thoughts next year.
But role quests aren't all we have planned to make your champions feel more satisfying. We're going to bring back a few items to the Rift for each class, so give them some shiny new toys, including bringing back a few familiar favorites like Hextech Gunblade.
For example, we're adding the new Scepter of Bonking for AP fighters, which will empower your Spellblade Bonk to double your on-hit effects.
That's not the final name, is it?
That's not the final name. That's true. Whenever they make a new item, they always rename it.
I would like it, but no, we're probably going to give it something in canon.
I do love bonking. Well, anyway, given none of these names are final, if you're an AD fighter without a good way to get Omnivamp, you can grab Blood Sphere, which will give you some Omnivamp and also ability haste scaling with your AD.
Oh no,
Or if you play an AD carry,
Kane's
really
gonna
good
be
at auto-spacing.
broken. Fucking who else is gonna be broken? A new champion, Zaheen, Aatrox. Like, oh no.
You can pick up Snowbow for extra
Oh, fucking Warwick. The list goes on. Maybe Nasus. I don't know.
range on takedown, plus damage amp based on how far away you are from your opponents.
We took a hard look at which subclasses didn't feel like they were getting enough support from the current item system and worked to fill those spaces. So we're hoping many champions have at least one of the 9 new items that they can get excited about.
Speaking of which, we're also adding crit damage back to 200%.
All right, we know that was a lot to cover. We're excited to hear what you think of all these changes as the new season kicks off.
And in case you're looking for even more details or insights on these changes, make sure to check out the dev blog that's live right now.
That's it from us on the Summoners Rift team, and so we'll throw it back to Pablo and Medler, and we'll see you on the Rift.
Okay, let's talk about ranked. This year we've been making improvements to shorten queue times and make your matches more fair through improvements to inting and griefing detection. And, more recently, we ran a test in late September that reduced queue times by 40% at all ranks, in ranked, in EU West and Oceania. We want to double down on that work and make 2026 the best time yet to climb.
So next year, we'll be also tackling 2 common frustrations, mismatched teams and long queues. Something we want to address is visual rank disparity in lobbies as well. When players start their climbs late after a reset, you may see a bronze player in an otherwise gold game, which can feel particularly unfair. When in reality, that player was gold last season, but they haven't gotten back to that rank yet because they've had less time to play. So we're adding a climb indicator to loading screens when a player's MMR is higher than their visible rank. This will let other players know that you're climbing quickly and your displayed rank hasn't caught up yet.
We're also making changes to how flex and solo duo MMR are calculated. A common pain point is someone who is silver in flex and, say, diamond in solo duo just stomping a bunch of games, when in reality they're truly diamond in both ladders. So this season, if your solo duo MMR is much higher than your flex MMR, the system should bring your flex rank a lot closer to your solo duo one. And that should mean flex matchups will feel a fair bit more balanced moving forwards.
Next, we're making
okay, whatever. I don't care. I mean, I play flex to have fun, you know what I mean? I don't really care about the rank, whatever. That's a little weird how that works. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to it.
Changes to autofill. The reality of League is that certain roles are substantially more popular than others, and having an autofill jungler versus a jungle main can feel like an auto loss. This means that quite often people either dodge to avoid it or hold your lobby hostage in order to get you to dodge. When nobody likes queue times, this is an awful experience.
So we have a number of changes to make autofill fairer, and to reward you for sticking with the role you're assigned when you do get autofilled. First, if someone on your team is autofilled, the system will try to match autofilled players by role. So an autofilled jungler versus another autofilled jungler, for example. If it can't match by roles, it will then of course fall back and try to ensure the same number of autofilled players on each team. We do know though that even with that balance, autofill games can still feel discouraging when you play your best in a role that you didn't choose. That's why we're adding a new system called Aegis of Valor. If you're autofilled and earn a mastery score of C or greater, the Aegis will trigger. You won't lose any LP on a loss, or you'll earn double LP for a win.
So for those of you who main less popular roles and therefore seldom get autofilled, first of all, thanks. We haven't forgotten about you. You'll still occasionally receive the Aegis benefit at about the same rate as other players because we want to reward the role heroes who keep the queue healthy and moving. Finally, we know how frustrating it is to be constantly returned to the queue because you get enchained dodges lobby after lobby. So we've made a few updates.
First, after a positive response to our pilot test, we're removing the ability to ban a hovered allied champion, taking away an opportunity for a teammate to tilt off the planet before the match even starts. And then second, dodging a lobby will no longer allow players to escape autofill. It'll just get carried over to the next lobby. We think that the Aegis of Valor should provide a solid reward for sticking around and trying. So, I mean, come on, it's double LP for a win, after all.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what? I like that actually. And if I'm autofilled with this setup, I think it's fair. Because I'm not gonna lose much of anything, right? If I lose a game, but if I win, I get double the LP or whatever it is. You know what I mean? This gives so many players the opportunity to learn new roles. So if I get autofilled to my worst role, AD carry, I can practice that role, and be like, all right, well, I'll give my team the benefit of a doubt. Maybe we can win. And I'll try my best. I'll try my hardest. As long as you do that, you're okay, if you lose, you didn't lose anything, you just move on to the next game. I think it's going to help League of Legends a lot, honestly. And, if I get autofilled, it's whatever. And nobody's going to sit there and flame me for, being autofilled and whatever. It's like, if I'm playing AD carry, I'm obviously off role. That's just not my role at all. I don't like that role, period. But if I have to play it for one game or whatever, fine. I would prefer support. So I would say I don't mind being autofilled jungle because I play top and jungle. I don't mind mid lane and I don't mind support. So I'll play any of those roles. AD carry is my least favorite role, but if I get autofilled, I'll play it. So I kind of like this new system.
Master and above, dodging an autofill will count as a full loss.
We know that this is a pretty big change from how we've dealt with dodging in the past, and we believe that this will lead to higher quality and faster games. Speaking of speeding things up, we're also speeding up champ select by cutting down on timers and animations, which should save about half a minute.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I did it.
And if that wasn't enough, we've got one last ranked change. We're adding back duo queue to higher ranks, including Challenger, in most regions. For so many people, League is better with friends.
It is.
And in the past, we disabled duoing at Apex tier ranks because it so often led to rank manipulation. But because of the improvements we mentioned earlier, as well as the ongoing work on boosting and ranked manipulation detection, we're confident that we can bring back high MMR duoing without it being so abused.
So, call up your friends. It's duo time.
Might as
Switching
well.
gears, let's talk about Swift Play. Swift Play is pretty popular, and we think there's a lot of room
Time to climb.
for further improvement. And we want Swift Play to be that place where you can get in a quick game, where you and or some friends can practice new champions, or where new players can come and learn and get their footing on the Rift.
That means Swift Play should still be somewhat competitive while providing quicker queues, faster games, and serving both new and existing players. So, we're rolling out some changes that should address the overall pacing, touching objectives, laning, and the jungle.
To start with, we're bringing over a lot of the changes to Summoner's Rift generally that were talked about earlier in this video, except for role quests. Now, for Swift Play specific changes though, The first thing we're tackling is game pacing. Swift play games are actually a bit long, and the general consensus is there isn't quite enough action. So things like long death timers, focusing on CSing in lane, and objective overload all take away from the promise of swift play. So we want to get you to the action faster and more often.
Now, while some of the Season 1 changes will help address this, you'll also start Swift Play at level 3 with some extra gold similar to ARAM. We're also lowering death timers across the entire game, so you're getting back into the action.
I'm going to skip this because I'm not really a swift play kind of person. WASD.
Hi everyone, I'm Dashi Jador, product lead, back again to chat about WASD, this time with...
What did she just say? She called it WASD. Why'd she call it WASD? It sounds like WASD. WASD's nuts. Oh no, don't say it like that. Say WASD, period. Don't say WASD. Hell
The
no.
tech lead for WASD. I'm right, call me KT.
Now that Worlds is over and we're getting closer to the end of the year, we want to check back in on the wild world of WASD. We've been on the PvP...
Alright, I can't, guys. I can't watch this video. I cannot watch this video when you call it that. WASD.